Hello everyone. I haven't done one of these in a long time, but I thought this trip was extra little special, so I'm going to do one. So, I'm travelling from the northernmost station in Britain, here in Wick, which is in Scotland, and I'm going to go to the most northern station in Europe, Narvik. So Wick to Narvik by train. Yes, Wick to Narvik by train. On this trip, I am going to travel on many trains, including night trains, day trains, and the first train will be a 158 that will take me from here in Wick down to Inverness, where I'll go down to Glasgow for my night sleeper tonight. So why not join me as we head towards our first train, which is a 158. I can hear in the background there. That will take me down to Inverness. About to board my first train here. This is the class 158 train that will take me from here in Wick, as I said, to Inverness. Now the journey on this final line is extremely long, and the journey will take just under 5 hours to complete. It is quicker if you went by coach or by road, but we are doing an adventure by trains, so we are going to start on the train and stick with this train to Inverness as we head on the final line from Wick. So let's go aboard our train. So I've now completed the final flight and now in Inverness. I have about 15 minutes where I'm going to quickly go to McDonald's, hopefully get back in time for the train and go down to Glasgow, where I'll pick up the sleeper train a bit later on tonight. The final flight took about just under 5 hours. It's a slow route. It's quite scenic, but it's a slow route and does drag on a little bit. It's not one of my favourite lines to do just because it drags on so much. So let's go quickly get McDonald's and head to Glasgow. So I made it back to Inverness station with a McDonald's in hand, and now I'm taking this HST train from Inverness to Glasgow. Yes, I can see the Caledonian Sleeper over there, but the Caledonian Sleeper from here gets to London later than the Lowlander Sleeper, so it is quicker for me to take the HST to Glasgow and then take the Lowlander to London in order to make my Eurostar in the morning. Now, all being well, I should be in Glasgow with about 3 hours to spare, so that should give me enough time to do a little 3:20 and 3:18 train batch, as that's what us enthusiasts do. So let's go and get on our HST. As I head down the Highland Main Line towards Glasgow, I really do like this line. It is such a superb line with some amazing scenery, as you can see going past me. We also pass the highest point in Network Rail, which is just before, or just after Dalwhinnie, where it depends which direction you're going. If you're going towards Glasgow, it's just after Dalwhinnie. If you're going towards Inverness, it's about 5 minutes before. The highest point in there, which stands at 452 metres above sea level. If you blink, you'll miss it because your train passes at 75 miles per hour, so do keep an eye out if you can. My recommendations is you sit on the right hand side facing the direction of travel if you're going towards Glasgow or Edinburgh, and if you're going towards Inverness, sit on the left hand side so you get the better views, and you might even see the placard that says you're the highest point in Network Rail. So do keep an eye out for that. Now we continue my journey towards Glasgow. So I have now arrived into Glasgow and into Queen Street Station, and what a marvellous building this is now. It's recently refurbished, and I don't really like refurbishments to stations. I think they look awful normally, but so they have done a really good job here in Queen Street. Very nice, bright station now. Now I have to transfer to Glasgow Central, and that is where the sleeper will go. I've arrived on time, so I have 3 hours now in Glasgow. So I am going to go and do some 318 and 320 bashing before my sleeper down to London in about 3 hours' time. So it's a very short walk from Queen Street to Central Station. I would come out of Queen Street, turn right, take the first left down the pedestrianised street till you get to Gordon Street. Right at Gordon Street, that will take you straight in to Glasgow Central Station. A walk of about 5 minutes. There is a bus that goes around if you can't walk. There is a shuttle bus that shuttles between Queen Street, Central, and Buchanan Street, but that takes a lot longer. Do not recommend that. Just do the 5-minute walk. It's taken me less than 5 minutes. I'm already seeing the beautiful, magnificent Glasgow Central Station. So after a couple of hours here in Glasgow, I did do a couple of bashes on the units here. I'm now back at Glasgow Central Station, and a wonderful station Glasgow Central is. I'm going to take the overnight sleeper, the Caledonian Sleeper, one of 3 sleeper trains I'll be doing on the journey towards Narvik. So my first sleeper train is the Caledonian Sleeper from here in Glasgow. Sleeper leaves here at 23:40 and it should arrive into Euston at 7 a.m. So yes, I'm about to check in to my sleeper train. So I'm all checked in for the Caledonian Sleeper. Check-in is really simple. You just show your ticket to the staff at the desk and they'll give you a card. And it works just like a hotel. You go to the coach and room on your card. So for me today it's Kilo 10. And then you just operate the door, tapping in and tapping out just like you would do at a hotel room. There are different portions to the Caledonian Sleeper. There are 5 different portions of the Caledonian Sleeper. So there's the Highlander, which has the Inverness, the Aberdeen and the Fort William portion, and then the Lowlander, which has the Glasgow and Edinburgh portion. So my train today will take me to Carstairs, and then the Edinburgh portion will join us and we'll go as one train to London. As I said, I could have gone from Inverness, but the train from Inverness gets into London later, and that affects me with the Eurostar. So for me to make my Eurostar, I come to Glasgow, get the Lowlander to London, and I'm just about to find Coach K to get into my room for tonight. So I am now in my room of the Caledonian Sleeper, and I have a classic room which just involves the basic bed and a sink. I will show you in just a second. With the classic berth, you do get a cup of coffee in the morning, and you get this little sheet. Every room will have one of these sheets, and you just simply tick off what you would like in the morning and what time you would like it, and they will bring it in the morning. It also has a list of last breakfast orders, so the latest time you could have it. If you were in club class or in the double room, you will get a complimentary breakfast, but the classic berths, if you would like breakfast, there is a price list there and you can order breakfast and pay for it and have it delivered to you. Personally, I wouldn't, and I would just go to somewhere like Greg's when I get off, but it's up to you. The breakfast on here, in previous times I've had it, hasn't been very good, so I just wait till I get to the destination. Now I've got to go through costs here. Now I've got some time. So how much has this trip cost me? Now for the first part of it, because I get such a discount with UK trains, I've used my UK discount, so I've just bought tickets individually, and for the sleeper I get a really big discount, so I've just bought individual tickets for these journeys. However, the Interrail pass would cover all train journeys that I'm covering in this video. You can get a global Interrail pass from about £300 for a 7-day one, for a youth to about, I think it's at £400 for an adult for a 7-day rover. But that is valid for one journey in the UK, so it's not valid in the country of residence apart from one journey to get to or from a international port, airport or terminal. So one journey is one journey with a number of changes if you wish. So the Wick to London would class as one journey, and that would be classed as part of your global Interrail. Now the Interrail does not include your reservations, so if you was coming on a sleeper train like I've done today and you wanted to have a room, you'd have to pay about £130 on top of the Interrail cost and any other costs that involve a reservation. So the Eurostar, it's £36 for a first class standard premium seat on top of that. So the Interrail just covers your train ticket, but not any premium seat reservations that are required. You can buy the Interrail easily online, and there is a fantastic rail planner app that they have, and you can tell which services need a reservation and which don't. And yeah, it's a really good value. Even though you have to pay extra for some trains, it's really good value. But if you were coming on the Caledonian Sleeper like I am on today, and you were using your Interrail, you can get the seat for free, just not the berth. So if you want to sit in the seat, then you get it for free, included with no extra charge needed. You just need to make sure you get a mandatory reservation just by messaging the Caledonian Sleeper, saying I've got an Interrail, I need a seat reservation for this train please, and they will give you that easily. So yeah, I'm going to get some sleep now, and hopefully when I wake up I will be in London. Well, good morning everyone, here from London Euston. I've just woken up and the train was already in Euston. The train has arrived about 15 minutes ahead of schedule today, which is amazing. The Caledonian Sleeper does have lots of time added to it, so quite often you will arrive earlier than your planned time. Now my Eurostar is not till 9 o'clock, so I'm in no rush to get off, and you don't have to get off straight away. I asked for my coffee to be delivered at 6:30, and just before 6:30 it was delivered. I get a little coffee here, and I get a little oat bar as well. If you're in the club or you're in the double rooms, you will get a complimentary breakfast. I'm in a classic room and I could have paid for breakfast, but to be honest with you, I have so much time now to get to St Pancras that I'll just grab something on my way to St Pancras when I go there for a walk in a moment. So yes, if you are on the train and you're getting used and don't rush to get off, it does sit in the platform for quite some time for you to get yourself together. If you're in the rooms with the ensuite, you can have your showers and that still. I'm going to enjoy my coffee before I take the short walk to St Pancras, where I will board my Eurostar. So I'm now walking from Euston to London St Pancras, where I get my Eurostar. It's a lovely sunny morning here in London, and yes, you can take the underground between the two stations, but by the time you get downstairs, wait for the underground, go up again, and it will cost you money. You can walk this in just about 10 minutes. So I do advise that you walk between the two stations. I'm taking a slow walk because I've still got some time before my train from St Pancras. But I advise, just walking between the two stations. They're not very far. It's not a very difficult walk. It's a nice straight forward walk to St Pancras. Eurostar do send you an email and advise you to arrive at a certain time. It's not mandatory. If you get there early, you can go through early. If you get there a little later, you can, but just make sure that you're at the station in plenty of time to go through border control, because that can take some time on busy days, but Today's a Tuesday, and I'm not expecting it to be that busy, so I'm just going to head there, take a slow walk there, and head there for my 9 o'clock Eurostar departure to Brussels. I am now through passport control and security, and now just waiting for the platform to be available for us to board our train to Brussels. I'm now starting my interrail from here. As I said a bit earlier, that for the UK part of it I used my discounted travel rather than the interrail, but you can use the interrail for that journey into London as well. I've opted for the first class interrail, so that means that I can use the standard premium here on the Eurostar, and the supplement for interrail was £36. That will include a complimentary teas, coffees, and a light breakfast, as this is still a morning train. If you're travelling in the lunchtime, you get a light lunch. So it's just not long now before I board my train heading to Brussels. So I'm now on board my Eurostar train on the standard premium. Plain sailing Eurostar, I really do love Eurostar. It's plain sailing, it's so easy to go through the security, and your passport controls are done within minutes. There's no liquid restrictions, you don't have to take liquids out of bags or anything. It's just such a nicer way to travel than by plane. As I said, I've got standard premium as part of the first class interrail, so I will get some complimentary coffees and teas and little juices and a light breakfast snack once we get on the move. They also have these solo seats, so if you're travelling alone, these solo seats in standard premium are just amazing. You can just sit alone without anyone next to you. So I've now got a short 2 hours and 8 minutes journey, I think it is, into Brussels. So it's very short, very sweet, and I'm ready now to head into mainland Europe. About 40 minutes into our journey, and we're halfway through the English Channel, and I served my complimentary breakfast. So you got a choice of a savoury or sweet, and I here went for the sweet option, which is a strawberry pastry with yogurt, orange juice, and then you're doing teas and coffees shortly to your seat. So it took about 40 minutes, which is not too bad for them to bring it. I don't know if we're going to get more service after this, or just one service, but that was my breakfast options, savoury or sweet today, so I went for the sweet option. I've now arrived into Brussels Midi Station, and I've got 20 minutes now to go from the Eurostar platforms, platform number 7, where I'll take my Intercity Express train, the ICE train, into Germany. Changing trains in Brussels Midi is really simple. You just come out of the Eurostar platforms, follow the signs for the platforms 3 to 21, and then you just follow the corridor along. The transfer times between two platforms can take no more than 10 minutes, so a 20-minute connection to the ICE train to Germany is absolutely ample time. If your Eurostar is late, you can board the next available train. Just take your Eurostar ticket to the Eurostar desk, and they will give you a form to say that you can use the next train. This is all part of the International Connections Agreement. So if you do miss this train, if your train was late and you do miss your in-city train, you could use the next available train into there with no extra cost. Just go to the Eurostar desk first. But we were spot on time. We was even early into Brussels, so I have made my 20-minute connection, and I'm going to go down and get my train to Cologne. am now on board the Intercity Express train 315. I see it, 315 into Cologne from here in Brussels. Really nice train. Seats are super comfy, lovely headrest, nice solo seat. A word of warning though, I haven't mentioned yet, if you're travelling on Interrail, make sure you add the journey to your journey planner before you travel. It's a mandatory requirement as part of your Interrail to have the journey on your ticket. It's really simple to do on the Rail Planner app, but make sure that you add your journey before you get on the train. If you haven't added your journey and you just show your Interrail without the journey being added, then you take this invalid and could be fined or charged a brand new ticket, which will go into hundreds of euros. So when you're travelling with Interrail, make sure you add that journey before you travel. So now on this lovely intercity train to Cologne, where I have a connecting train to take me to Hamburg. I am now in Cologne and I'm joined by Connor. Yes, Connor's going to join me now for the rest of the trip to Narvik. Our train from here was supposed to be at 16:14. However, the Deutsche Bahn app has told me it's been delayed by about 30 minutes. So we've got about an hour now before our train to Hamburg, which will take the night train from Hamburg to Malmo. So the next train from here will be in about an hour's time to Hamburg. So we're now on the train from here in Cologne to Hamburg. We are running approximately 35-minute delay. But we now are at ICE4. It takes about 4 hours now to get us to Hamburg. Connor is here, but he's gone for the moment. So when he sees this video, he's going to tell me off because he's not in here. But hey ho, sorry Connor. And here we go to Hamburg. So our train now has been delayed further.
Awful times.
So first of all, it was due to staff and inmate from the previous delay. Then it's now people on the tracks, unauthorised people on the tracks, and we've had to take a diversionary route. So we're looking to be about an hour late into Hamburg. But luckily, in my plan, we had plenty of time in Hamburg, so we should still, fingers crossed, make the train to Malmo.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Don't know what I'm going to do next. We don't.
We'll figure it out. We've eventually arrived into Hamburg, Hauptbahnhof. We ended up being 1 hour behind schedule, over an hour behind schedule. This is because of people on the tracks. So we had to take a diversionary route. Luckily, in our plan for our next train to Malmo, we had 3 hours, so we now have 2 hours. So we are probably going to do a little train bash somewhere if we can. If not, we've got 2 hours to kill here in Hamburg still. Before we head on the night train to Malmo. So we did go for a little bash in Hamburg. However, it's gone to disaster at the moment, as there seems to be a problem here at Hauptbahnhof with the trains. So when we got back after the train was meant to leave here, but then we now found out that our sleeper can't come to Hauptbahnhof, and we now got on the S-Bahn to Hamburg to hopefully get the sleeper then to Malmo.
Although they are waiting for us.
They are waiting for us, yes. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it will work out now. But if you are doing this journey, you should be able to have plain sailing by having a few hours here in Hamburg and then taking the train from Hauptbahnhof directly to Malmo. You should be able to do this journey, but do double check. A word of advice: German trains are very unreliable. Make sure you leave plenty of connection time. Plenty of connection time. The context, there was 2 sleeper trains we could have got from Hamburg to Malmo. we opted for the Silentec one. Apologies if I pronounced that wrong. Just because it left a bit later, and I didn't trust German trains for reliability. Good job we did, because our ICE from Cologne was delayed. So when we got back to Hamburg, we found out that the sleeper train, was not going to Hamburg Central Station anymore. So we had a transfer on the S-Bahn to Harburg, and we're hopefully now going to get on the train that is going to stop in Harburg for us instead of Hauptbahnhof, because there's some problems with the track. So yeah, as I said before, you shouldn't need to do this if you do your strip. You should be able to board in Hauptbahnhof, and you've got the choice of the S-State train, which I would not recommend doing with the tight connection that we had. I would recommend getting this train. This train does go to Stockholm, but it goes a longer route. It is quicker to get off at Malmo and take the high-speed train if you're doing it in a seat. We could not get a berth on this, so we are doing it on a seat. So we're getting off at Malmo and then taking the express train to Stockholm. And not a very good morning for us so far. Yes, we did find the sleeper train there in Hamburg, but then we discovered we were very late. For some reason, the train, when we got outside of Hamburg, spent about an hour and a half in like a little siding in the middle of nowhere for no reason, and I still don't know the official reason. I can only imagine there was some track work or something that prevented us from going onwards on our journey. So we are still not in Malmo. We were supposed to be there at 7:30, and it's about... Sorry, we were supposed to be there at 6:30, and it's about 8 o'clock now, so we are about an hour and a half a bit behind schedule, and we're still nowhere near Malmo. Luckily, I have about 5 hours connection in Stockholm, so we should still be able to make our train. When I do planning, I always advise to allow some recovery time in places where you can, just in case you are late and you can catch up with yourself. The good thing about the SJ is you can get a fully cancelable reservation, so I just cancelled my reservation for the train that I was booked on from Malmo, and when I know what time I get to Malmo, I can rebook myself and I get a full refund for that. So that's a very good thing about doing Interrail with the SJ app. You're not going to be out of pocket. If you bought a ticket for the train without Interrail, you will be allowed to travel on the next available train free of charge, as they've already sent a text saying that we were late, and that is your proof that you are allowed to use the next train without any further cost to yourself. So yes, we're still on the train. We're just whizzing through Denmark now, and hopefully we'll get to Sweden and Malmo very soon. And Connor is here. He's just popped away for a moment. So, in case anybody's wondering where Connor is, he is still here. So, 2.5 hours late, we arrived into Malmo.
Oh, right.
Finally! Hey!
Had a nice sleep.
So yeah, we were 2.5 hours late in the end into Malmo, and we are now in Malmo. We're going to get the high-speed train from here in Malmo to Stockholm. It's quicker to take this train than stay on the sleeper train, even though today's sleeper train was replaced by a bus from Malmo. We made the right decision to get the high-speed train. A reservation for first class with Interrail is about £13 on this, and it takes around 4 hours to get to Stockholm. And here is Connor. You just saw Connor there take photos of trains. He is an enthusiast as well.
Yeah, right.
So yes, we're going to pop on our train now to Stockholm. So, we have arrived into Stockholm, and we were slightly late into Stockholm. Again, another delay, but that hasn't affected us as we have another long break here in Stockholm, as our train from here is not till 6 p.m. and it's only 2 p.m. now, so we still have quite a few hours yet for our train, which is another night train. Yeah,
18 hours this one. It's going to be a long slog.
Well, it's only 12 hours on this night train, and then we get the day train. So, yes. So from here we're going to go to Borden, and then Borden to Narvik. The sleeper train that went all the way through to Narvik has stopped. I'm not too sure if they're going to bring it back again yet or not. That's undecided, I believe. But you used to be able to go to Narvik on the sleeper from here. But now you've got to take the sleeper to Borden, change for a local train at Borden, what connects with the sleeper train. So yeah, we'll be leaving here about 6 o'clock. So we'll probably go do some more bashing, as you probably guessed by now, before we head up further towards our final destination of Narvik.
In move right now, the train's in, and we've just come back from the airport.
Thank you for that, Connor. What Connor is trying to say is we did have a little train ride around the train bash around Stockholm. We also had a little walk around Stockholm, and now just over in the distance there is our train. You probably can see it in the background there. Our train that is going to take us to Borden, and then we change at Borden from the train to Narvik. This is the final stretch and our final 2 trains to Narvik on my Wick to Narvik train adventure. So we're just going to go and grab something to eat and then hop on the train, as we've still got about 20 minutes before departure. Hell fire,
My lords.
So we're now on board our sleeper train. This is the longest booked train that we're meant to be on. We're on this first journey now for 11 hours 30 minutes before we change over in Borden to get to Narvik. When I booked this up, there was no berths, no beds available on this train, so we've opted for the seats again. And the seat supplement was about £6 to £7. Don't start, 6, 7. We do it Interrail, so it's quite cheap, and the seats are really comfortable, to be honest with you. There's no issues with them. So yes, we're now on this train for 11 hours and 30 minutes. Let's go further north.
Oh, fire.
So we are whisking our way now towards Borden. Can I just give you some advice here? That if you come on one of these trains in Europe, and the sleeper trains, or any train that has a bistro bar, come and have a pint in the bistro bar. It's such a wonderful atmosphere in the bistro bar. You can come here and take a seat, you've got some tables, you can get some beer, some food, and you can just have like a restaurant on wheels. And I just think it's just incredibly nice to break your journey down, just to come here. We've been here for a few hours now, drinking a few beers. So I highly recommend you come and visit the bistro bars on these trains. They are open on this night train until 11 p.m, which is very soon. But you can have a meal, you can just go for a drink, you can then chill out, just away from the coach for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, 2 hours like we have, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever you want. Just come and take a seat in here. It is really a nice atmosphere, and it's really good if you want some beer. And the beer is quite good. So, my recommendation for you, as we are still heading north and north and north and north we go. So, good morning. We've hit another delay. This time, 2.5 hours. Yes, the sleeper train this morning is 2.5 hours late. I think it is Connor, because literally every train since Connor's been here has been delayed. All the way up until Connor joined me, everything was early or on time. As soon as Connor's joined me, it's got delayed. Anyway, because there's only one train that goes to Narvik, the connecting train is going to wait for us in Borden. So if you are on this train and you are late, don't worry about your connection. The connecting train will wait and run just 2 hours late when you get there, because it's a 30-minute connection. So we should be about 2 hours late when we leave Bowden. But if you're doing this train and you are late, or you wake up in the morning and you find out, I'm late, I'm going to miss my connection, don't worry, they will hold the train for you. So yes, we've still got another hour on this train, an hour, and we're supposed to be there at 5:40, and it's just now about 7 o'clock, and we've still got another hour before we arrive into Bowden. As we go on the final train then from Bowden to Narvik, yay! Sorry, I just... Yeah, he's not going to be there. Yeah, he's a bit tired. Poor Connor. So after 2.5 hours delay, we have arrived in Border, and the connecting train, as said, is waiting for us here, and it's direct connection over, and it has waited for us. And now on my last train now to Narvik, and Connor's there somewhere. So we've just been given the absolute news we did not want to hear. Absolutely did not. After 4 days of myself travelling and Connor joining me for a bit, the main part of what we wanted to do was a train into Narvik. And our main part of my trip today was to do a Wick to Narvik. We've just got on the train and we've been told it's not going to go as far as Narvik now because there was a points failure. No! So this video is now the Wick to not Narvik.
But nearly Narvik.
But nearly Narvik. Real adventure. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I can't believe it. I've got this far, I've travelled all these miles, thousands of miles, hundreds of hours, and now just to be told the last bit is closed. Like that. But oh well, thank you for joining us on this video. I will do a bit more when we get to the last station that we can go on this train before we get told head off for no more. But yeah, this was the Wick to almost Narvik, but not Narvik. Rail adventures with Dan, yay! And Connor.
Hey.
So, we've only made it as far as Pasiole, and the train has been cancelled from here due to a problem with the tracks. So, Narvik is that way, and we have to end our journey here, unfortunately. So, this video was meant to be Wick to Narvik, as in the description. So, the almost Narvik was, we almost got there, but we didn't get there because of track problems. There is a bus for people going to Narvik. We have a hotel in Luleå, so we have to stay here now and take the same train back to our hotel, so we can't go to Narvik today. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I'd like to thank Connor C here for joining me for part of the journey. I do apologise we didn't get to Narvik, but hopefully one day we will. And for both of us, thank you for watching and see you next time.
Thank you.